Hi everyone, I'm Jigging. Today I'll explain about the jigging basic technique about rods and jacking and selection of jigs and so please stay tuned. The first I explain about the category of the jigging. Jigging separated speed jigging and short throws. And speed jigging separated the three types. The first, most lightly tackle game, I call the super light jigging. This category using the under 20 grams jigs and 1.0 p. This is the most light category. Secondary, its category I called light jigging. Light jigging using jigs 20 grams to 60 grams. Braided P line about 1.0 to 2.0. Most heavy style over 60 grams to 150, 180. This game style I call short jigs. Today I will explain about the short jigs. The rod for short jigs. We have two types of power class of rod. One is XXH, for example, Shogun 106 XXH class, and other one is triple XH XXXH. Shogun model is 103 XXXH class. These two types of the rods are fit for short jigging. This rod able to using over 100 grams jigs, and target size is over 10 kilograms. These two type rods fit for short jigging. This jigs is a jigger family. We have four types of jigs for short jigging. This is jigger massive, jigger QR, jigger super slide. Jigs action sideways is most short, and super slide is most wide sideways. You use these four types: small, middle, upper middle, most sideways. It's using depend on the kind of fish or field situation. If the current is strong, so you use it. I think the best jigger massive. And if you aim the kingfish like a big sideways, I recommend the super slide. And normal jigger is my best jigs when I first casting area, and I don't know what kind of the fish in the water. I tried the first cast is a normal jigger. I understand the situation and the fish. After that, I use three types of jigs, and the rotation is very effective. The color of the jigs, I rotate rotation into the game. I always the first using the full silver type, and secondary twilight time or very muddy water, I use a gold base. And third, the glow base color is the full silver is not effective for targets. When I use the glow colors, sometimes bad effect for targets. I rotated the rotation the three colors as most important color for me. And this one is a UV base color, UV zebra. If you take a contact from target, but there is no fish, I try the UV color. Sometimes I get a big fish. This is a very effective fish. I have to using a box into the box as a focus. And black and berry color is adjust for the situation. For example, the sardine color is black is blue, or masking black color and berry color is black. This color is sunshine reflect is small. It's for it's effect for very sensitive fish and low active fish. Back and belly is adjusting curves, I think so. I always use hooks for short jigs. This one is a grand pike. This one is a twin pike hyper. This one is a short pike. When I aim kingfish and yellowtail and amberjacks, I use these two types of hooks. When the early morning and big fish is migrating across the shore, I use the grand pikes. Grand pike is a very heavy wires hooks and very strong hooks. I use a single hooks. And the daylight games, migrate fish is a raw activity. They cannot bite and strong vacuum waters around the jigs. When I use the same types to assist the hooks, the one of the hooks weight is lighter than grand pike. This hook can hooking up very easily. And if I aim the maki-maki and Spanish mackerel, they have a very strong and sharpened tooth, and their bite is teeth bite. When I use rear hooks with these short bites, and as the length is most important, important things for short jigs. The high activity fish, they are vacuum around the water of the jigs, and small assist hooks is no problem, but low activity fish or small size fish. They're by weak per of vacuum water. When I use the wrong type as hooks, this is a chain of the jigging games. I change the wrong type of hooks. I fixing the yellow tails. I recommend this type of hooks. Please using type of this. It's a very effective for fishing. About the reels, there is three reels, three type of reels. This one is low gear, middle. It's a high gear models. This model is extra high gears. This little gear ratio is a very important thing about the jiggings because the little retrieves the line slacks. If you use a big spool and extra high gear reels, your jacking by short, you retrieve the line slacks too. So jigs is not action. Jig actions is made from the line slacks. So I always control the line slacks. So gear ratio is very important thing. I recommend it. If you use Shimano's 40,000, this high gear reel is very fit for short jigs, and I always use this model. If I use the extra high gears model, I change the spool more compact, so same retrieves line by use for reels. And the little size, its selection, it depends on the line capacity. I always use the main line 300 meters. For example, I use a P number 4. I use Shimano's reels 8000. P number 5, Shimano's reels 10,000. P number 6, Shimano's 40,000 reel size. It depends on the main line and line capacities. About the line system, I'll explain about this. I always use this main line, Baribas 10x10 max puppy. Number is always 3 or 4 or 5, sometimes 6. It depends on the target size and strong wind and fish activities. I prepared 4 kinds of the main line, and leader is leader size is main line by 20 equal leader points. For example, this line is number 6. 6 by 20 equal 120. I always use this size. And leader made of the nylon. This one made of fluorocarbon. I using 100 under 100. I use a fluorocarbon reader. Over 100, 120, 150, I use a nylon leader because the fluorocarbon leader is very hard. P-line type fluorocarbon. This nut is the most hard. It's take trouble when I casting. So I use two types of leaders, and I always use special leaders. This is a long leader games. I recommend the systems. P line by 2 size. If I use number 5 main line, I use a special leader is number 10. The special leader's length is about 8 meters. Leader is 2 meters. Special is 8 meters. Leader is 4 meters. Special leader is 8 meters. This is a tying of the lines and the rings. Please watch this videos. I explain about the line system and the way of the knot. I prepare the scissors and knotter and lighter. Actually, I tied and knot main line to special reader. I always use the FG knot for tying. Main line. And sorry. Special leader. Roping 1, roping 2, roping 3. This roping is 10 or 11 times. After that, once half each. And using the knotter before this section necessary wet. Thus. After that, half hitch, making a half hitch. The first 3 times, special readers and main line. lapping each other. One set, two set, three set. The cutting is a line, scissors or bananas. Now we're cutting 4 scissors. And restart the half hitch. Lapping, overlapping and underlapping. It's a one set by 6 times. It's cutting a main line. It's finished. Special reader and the main line. When connected special readers and nylon or fluorocarbon readers not the same ways. Next, I knot the leader to jigs. Jigs connected GP ring number 6, heavy split ring number 8. Each part is decorates rings and split rings, hook and jig joint. After I knot the ring to leaders, I use a knot, double knot, rings into the line, one more into the line, this line about 20 centimeters. Ties line. It's a parallel line 1, 2, 3. After that, started half pitch. The first time is most important. That strong pulse, half pitch. After half pitch is 70% power. Overlapping 4 set. Okay. Let's cutting little. It's finished. This section I explain about the casting and jacking and white landing. The first I explain about the casting. Always I use the casting method on record. Pendulum cast. Pendulum cast is outside guide. Long leader, about body guide, and or leader section. Moving the jigs and my back, and most raise the jigs. This timing I cast motion. This casting method is much for jigging. This cast method using the back section power. So jig I can cast by far and long distance. But if you're beginner or you want to try the jigging, the first beginning times is very difficult the casting method. So I recommended practice casting method is stop and cast. Load the degree about 45 my back and keep it in the rod, and jig is a stay set, and rod section rod put back and one temp put cast. Okay. Put cast. This method's effect equals pendulum cast. Beginner practice this method. After that, pendulum cast very smoothly. Once more again. Put cast. This cast I get enough distance. After that, you feel the tension of the line and bending the rod. Step up to pendulum cast. Yes. Next, I explain about the jacking. Always I use 3 types jack. Number 1 is a one-pitch jack. Casting jigs after touch the bottom or starting jack. The basic method is one-pitch jack. One-pitch jack means one jack and one leading, one jack and one leading, one jack leading. Always I hold the buttons under the arm, but this is you used to fishing. This style is no problem, but beginner hold and armpit under the armpit. Effect is equal. One pitch jerk, one means one jerk and one rotation reel. One rotation. This is one pitch. Sometimes I use the one pitch and half pitch. Half pitch is a half rotation of the reel. Please look at this, my hand. One pitch, one pitch, one pitch, half, 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 half. Half pitch, when I half pitch, the line slack is very wide. Line slack take jig action is very wide. One pitch jack is a tight slide. Half pitch is a wide slide. Because the jig action depends on the line slack. Okay. This jack is a basic, but however, very important and very effective for target. I always mixture this action. One pitch, one pitch, one pitch, one pitch, half, 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 one pitch, one pitch, one pitch, one pitch. For example, second method is Japanese name is jakamaki. Jakamaki is very tight sideways and fast running the jigs. Casting and touch the bottom. After that, jacking rod return position, jacking return position, return leading, return leading, leading. Please imagine the you riding a bicycle. It's a jakamaki is a very tight sideways and fast moving the jigs. When I use the jakamaki method, I hold about 45 degrees front on my left side, and my hands hold this side. Okay. Third method is steady retrieves. Steady retrieves is cast bottom touch. After that, only leading. If there are the many fish and the fish is very high active fish, they bite the jigs on this method. and extra high gear a little, and angler can maximum high speed, no problem to target chasing and bite the juice. Cast, touch the bottom. Actually, always I use these three methods. Mixture using for target to appear. And please look at my load work. One pitch jack and jagamaki method, and steady retrieve mixture. It is, for example, first time one pitch, next jagamaki, next 4, after that one pitch. One pitch, one pitch, one pitch, one pitch, one pitch, one pitch, jagamaki, and 4, and one pitch. This is a case-by-case mixture of 3 methods of jigging. It's dependent on the fishing condition and water conditioning. But special kind of target, for example, kingfish like big sideways action. The yellowtail likes even pitch, one pitch jack, or 4 method. The amberjack like very wide action range, very slow action, and the fast retrieve or jagamaki method. Amberjack is a very wide range. So it is one of the shooting games factor. The effective action as the angler finds the method. Please enjoy the fishing and tight lines. I explain our fight and landing method. Fight is very important things about short jiggings. Blue runner, migrate fish, is landing is very strong and very fast. So angler is very strong power, is pumping and leading. It is necessary to tension to keep the tension. It is the important things. If you low tension fish is fish can land with very fast speed. So it is the cause of the line breaks. Load lifting and load leading is a line tension and hold of the tight. Last, this is a landing method. The landing method is 2 kinds of method. One is netting. One is lift the fish from the sea. Using the net is the first and the beginner is very difficult, but angler use wrong time and fish is bad tired. After that, they're using net. It's landing is very easily method. Second, this is lifting fish from the sea. This method is necessary to hooking is good position and angler position is higher than fish position, and rod tip direct to the sea, and fish, line, rod is like lines. There are two fish lifted from sea. Please caution the rod breaker. It's a rod hold position and rod hold degrees. If you hold the rod tip the upper position, lift landing is damaged to tip section. So you can able to rod degree is below position and lift. This is no damage to rod. I always two types landing methods. This is very case by case. I use sometimes I use a net, sometimes I lift fish. Please look at the fish movements and skin position. Please try it. I explain about the equipment for shore jigging. The most important goods is the life jacket, life vest. It's foam type life vest. This is a best for an rock shore area. If you use balloon type life jacket, it's not much for rock shore area because that foam type vest is protect your body, and of course you're floating when you drop in the water. It's the most important goods for shore jigging. And secondly, important things is the spike boots. Yeah. I use full spike and first sole spike shoes. It's using depends on situation of the rock area, and hard rock and very sleepy rock in the area. Using full spike is you will the sleepy. When you use a fast spike, it's the best for and fit for your games. It's a dependent situation. And next, the long shots and long bottoms. It's a protect from sunshine and protect for small mosquito. Very important. Always I wear this style.